Welcome back to day 77 of the Edulexis 90-day Python Mastery course. Today, we are diving deeper into Pandas, specifically focusing on data cleaning and filtering. Real-world data is rarely perfect, it is often messy, filled with missing values, or contains duplicates. Mastering the art of cleaning this data is perhaps the most important skill for any data scientist. By the end of this session, you will be able to transform raw, unruly datasets into clean, analysis-ready information. Let's get started. Why do we need to clean data? Think of raw data as a puzzle with missing pieces or extra, incorrect parts. If you try to analyze it as is, your insights will be wrong, the classic garbage in, garbage out scenario. We are going to look at identifying null values, understanding how they affect calculations, and setting up our environment to tackle these issues head-on using Pandas methods like isnl and dropna. First, let's learn how to find the problem. Using the df.isnl method is our primary tool. This creates a Boolean mask A table of true and false values where true indicates a missing value. To make this actionable, we combine it with df.isnl.sum. This gives us a clear count of missing values per column. It is a quick, efficient way to identify exactly where our data quality is compromised. When do we drop data? Sometimes, a row or column has so little useful information that it's better to remove it. We used df.dropna. We will discuss the axis parameter, axis equals 0 for rows and axis equals 1 for columns. We will also explore the how parameter using how equals all to drop only if every single value is missing, or how equals any if just one is missing. Precision here prevents losing valuable data. Deleting isn't always the answer. Sometimes, you need to fill the gaps. This is called imputation. We used df.fillna. For numerical data, we might fill with the mean or median of that column to preserve statistical integrity. For categorical data, we might fill with the most frequent value. I will show you how to apply these fill strategies safely without altering your overall data distribution. Let's look at a concrete example. Imagine a salary column with missing values. Simply filling with 0 would skew our average salary calculation down significantly. Instead, we calculate the mean of the existing salaries and plug that into the empty slots. The code is df.salary.fillna, a df.salary.mean, in place equals true. Notice that in place equals true, this saves the change directly to the data frame. Data often contains duplicates, the same entry recorded twice. This ruins counts and averages. We used df.duplicated to see the duplicates and df.drop_duplicates to remove them. It is important to look at subsets. Sometimes a row is only a duplicate if specific columns, like email or transaction ID, match. We will practice defining these subsets for accurate removal. Now that our data is clean, let's extract meaningful information. Filtering is how we ask the data questions. Show me all customers from New York or show me sales over $5,000. We use Boolean indexing. You provide a condition, like df, age, greater than 30, inside square brackets, df, age, 30. This tells Pandas, only show me rows where the age column is greater than 30. What if you need complex filters? Show me customers from New York who are over 30. We use bitwise operators, and for or. The syntax requires parentheses, df, city, equals New York, and df, age, greater than 30. It is crucial to remember those parentheses, or Python will throw an error. This allows us to drill down into very specific segments of our data. There is a more readable way to filter, the .query method. It allows you to write filters as strings. Instead of all the brackets, you write df.query, city equals New York and age greater than 30. This is often cleaner and easier to manage, especially when you have many conditions. We will walk through how to use variables within query strings using the @ symbol. Sometimes you want to filter by a list of options. Instead of writing city equals New York or city equals Chicago or city equals Boston, we used .isin. The code is df, city.isin, New York, Chicago, Boston. This is much cleaner, faster, and more scalable. If your list of target cities grows, you just update the list, not your entire filter logic. Data often comes in text format, like names or addresses. We can filter using string methods. df name .street starts with A will filter for all names starting with the letter A. We can use str.contains to find rows where a column contains a certain keyword, like filtering a product list for items containing Pro or Premium. This opens up powerful search capabilities. For more controlled filtering, especially when you need to update values while filtering, we use .loc. The syntax is df.loc condition column_name equals new_value. This is safer than simple indexing because it allows us to specifically target both the rows meeting our condition and the exact columns we want to modify. It is the professional way to perform mass updates in your data. We have covered cleaning and filtering. Let's visualize the workflow. First, you inspect the data with df.info and df.isnl. Then, you clean by either dropping or filling. Once the data is valid, you apply your filter conditions to extract your specific insights. This end-to-end process is how you transform a raw, messy file into the high-value insight that businesses actually care about. Fantastic work today! Cleaning and filtering are the building blocks of data analysis. Practice this on different datasets, maybe a list of movies or a sample sales file. Remember, the best way to learn is by doing. Tomorrow, we will start exploring data grouping and aggregation to calculate summaries. Keep practicing, stay curious, and I will see you in the next lesson. You are becoming a Python pro with Edulexis.
Thank you for watching. Like if you learned something, share with your circle, and subscribe for more.